So it's my very great pleasure to welcome you, Professor, here at the Moscow State University, and to say that the floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Dr. Victor Sadovnichi, Rector of the University, Your Excellency, Dr. Alexander Nekipelov, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to have this opportunity to speak at Moscow State University. My subject is Indigenous Innovation of a Nation. This homegrown innovation was basic to the success of the American economy from the 1820s to the 1960s, and now the decline of that innovation is of great concern in America. In Russia, I believe, there will be nothing more important for the lives of ordinary people than the development of widespread Russian innovation. I want first to discuss what indigenous innovation in a nation involves. Then I will discuss why indigenous innovation is important to a nation, how a nation can estimate its rate of innovation, and what a nation can do to boost its rate of innovation. Let me begin with a brief discussion of the literature. It won't take more than a minute. In classical economics, which is still taught today, there is no innovation. There is not any entrepreneurship either. Then the German historical school in the very early 1900s qualified that. The Germans said that a nation's economy may be struck with discoveries of scientists and navigators operating from outside the economy. These exogenous innovations, the German historical school thought, were the story of the economic growth in the 19th century. This view was amended in the 1911 book by Joseph Schumpeter. Schumpeter said, every commercial application of a scientific advance requires someone in the economy able and willing to organize the necessary project, the undertaking. That person came to be called the entrepreneur, the person who undertakes the project. Schumpeter insisted that entrepreneurs do not discover anything. They do not find anything. They are not creative. Their opportunities are there for everyone to see. But that view was to change fairly soon. In the 1930s, Friedrich Hayek, the founder with Ludwig von Mises of the Austrian school, took a modern view. He said that in the typical industry, the knowledge inside an enterprise that enables it to find investment opportunities that look promising to the enterprise includes not just general knowledge, but also highly specialized knowledge, knowledge specific to the industry. And this specialized knowledge is difficult or impossible for anyone to buy, and it accrues only slowly with experience. So if there's rapid economic change going on in the world, this specialized knowledge is only slowly catching up with the ever-changing reality. Alongside Hayek's argument, there was the argument of John Maynard Keynes in 1936 that entrepreneurs make investment decisions with only a very imperfect knowledge of macroeconomics. So, according to Hayek and Keynes, who were always disputing with one another, but they agreed on one thing: knowledge is limited. Knowledge is it's not complete and perfect. So there is a role for entrepreneurs. So our notion now of entrepreneurship goes far beyond Schumpeter's theory that entrepreneurship involves an ability to organize people. A true entrepreneur is a business owner or manager who, in the face of not very general knowledge, not very much general knowledge, and much uncertainty, demonstrates a capacity for making successful decisions even when no obviously correct model or decision rule is available. This capacity requires judgment about the unknown likelihood of this or that development. And this judgment requires some imagination. This capacity also benefits from wisdom, the sense that there are forces out there that we don't even conceive of, the unknown unknowns. An entrepreneur uses this capacity in addressing novel situations and problems. And yet, this entrepreneurship is not the source of novel products and novel methods. A modern society is very challenging and very interesting by comparison. In a modern society, successful decisions are not just about investing more or investing less, or producing more or producing less. They are not just about meeting existing needs through an improved product or method. In a modern society, people want to discover new things to delight in. But they do not know the directions, but the society does not know the directions that would be good to take. In such a society, a company, an enterprise, benefits from a capacity for coming up with a successful idea for a new direction. The capacity of a company to have successful ideas for new directions requires creativity. Original ideas about things the company could try to develop and market. And of course, creativity requires imagination. This capacity for successful ideas is benefited by a curiosity to explore, to experiment, to tinker, to use an American term. This capacity also requires deep insight into a new direction that might turn out to meet desires or needs that could not have been known before. That insight is often called strategic vision. It's an intuition we cannot explain, and it's a sense of what other enterprises will be doing at the same time, whether they will be adopting the same strategy. America's great innovator of recent times, Steve Jobs at Apple, owed his success to both his creativity and his deep insights, his strategic vision. Now, as everyone knows, new products and new methods are the stuff of innovation. But the birth of a new product or method, even if a great deal of imagination and insight went into it, is not by itself an innovation, according to the way economists use the term. An innovation is a new product or method that wins significant adoption in its industry or its market. An innovation changes practice in some way. Innovations are economically successful new products, and success requires significant adoption. A new product that fails to be adopted is just another invention that is not valued highly enough by end users to be worthwhile to produce and market. In innovating, the challenge is that adoptions are difficult to forecast. Everyone in business knows of some new product so successful that even the producer of it was simply amazed, such as a hit track on a CD. And everyone also knows of some new product somewhere in business history that bombed to the enormous surprise and disappointment of the producer. Projects aimed at innovation are therefore bound to be littered with failures, since the value of the new product or method cannot be forecast. Now, the importance of innovation to a country. Why, despite the risks, is innovation, I mean indigenous innovation, important to a nation's people? One answer is that once wages in a country have risen enough to meet basic material needs, food, clothing, housing, good health, people will value highly the rewards of working in an innovative company. It is energizing, and it gives our lives meaning to have a mountain to climb. It engages the mind to have a series of new problems to work on. And it is gratifying to have participated in changing practice in the national economy or the global economy, even if in some small way. Employment will not be high unless there are constantly new products and new methods that the economy is investing in as a result of innovations. Another reason that innovative activity is important to a nation is that conceiving new products, developing them, marketing them, and evaluating their adoption is a net creator of jobs, even when it doesn't happen to yield any productivity growth. The innovative activity is itself an activity that requires a lot of labor. It's very labor intensive. Another reason that indigenous innovation, or for short, innovation, is important to a nation is that if a nation does not engage in innovation, if it relies instead only on adopting technologies from the huge stockpile of technologies created overseas,